In the future, humanity faces an energy crisis, which leads to the development of energy production technology on the surface of the moon. Mines were built on the far side of the satellite to ensure the production of innovative fuel, and only one person is needed to control their operation. Such a person is our hero Sam Bell, who signed a contract for 3 years. By the end of this period, he has changed a lot. He grew a beard and fell into despondency. His only interlocutor and assistant is the robot Gertie. Sam has only 2 weeks left to stay at the station, but he is nervous about the broken satellite, which deprives him of direct communication with Earth. He receives only rare messages from his superiors and his wife Tess. Thoughts about an imminent meeting with his beloved help him not to go crazy. Most of all, he wants to see not only his wife, but also his daughter. One day, Sam sees a hallucination, a girl because of which he burns his hand with boiling water. Waking up in a cold sweat, he begins to experience physical discomfort and headaches. One of the helium isotope harvesters breaks down, and Sam goes to it in a lunar rover. However, another hallucination leads to a serious accident, and he wakes up in the isolation ward. Sam remembers almost nothing, and the robot tells him that he needs time to recover. His eyes hurt from the light, and his legs do not obey. He hears Gertie reporting the incident to her superiors, but the robot convinces him that there is no direct connection, and simply sends a video recording. After some time, Sam decides to return to work. The harvester needs to be repaired, but Gertie has been instructed not to let it out. Sam doesn't like this, so he sets up a trick. He persuades the robot to let him out, under the pretext of checking the integrity of the station's casing. The trick works, and Gertie lets him out. Sam gets into the moon rover and heads to the crash site. Inside the wrecked moon rover, he finds a body in a spacesuit. It is his double, who looks absolutely identical to him. The body is delivered to the station and placed in an isolation ward. The found Sam comes to and notices a bandage on his hand after a burn. He assumes that the new Sam is another hallucination. At their next meeting, he sees his double again and asks Gertie what is going on here. The robot evades the answer and offers him food or sleep. One day, in a depressed state, Sam decides to establish contact with the new Sam. The second Sam says that he has only been on the station for a week. They argue about slippers and call each other clones. A message from the leadership on Earth informs that a rescue team will arrive in 14 hours. Old Sam is happy that he will soon return to his wife. Gertie suggests that there may be other clones on the station, since the model of the city was partially created before the arrival of the new Sam. He decides to explore the station in search of a secret room where the doubles may be hiding. The robot reminds Sam how he ended up on the station, but then admits that he was not brought, but revived. They conducted tests for mental stability and general physical condition, standard procedure for clones. The memories of his wife and daughter are implanted in his head. The same thing happened to the new clone. When the program thought the previous one was dead, it was replaced. During the next attempt to find out what is going on, the new Sam insists that the inability to communicate directly with Earth is a lie. They travel on rovers away from the base and find the generator that was jamming the signal. Old Sam becomes ill, starts vomiting blood, and returns to the base, where his condition worsens. Access to his file on the computer is blocked, but Gertie helps him. In the video dossier, he sees another aging Sam whose hair is falling out. At the end of the contract, he is placed in a capsule that is supposed to deliver him to Earth. The same thing happens to other versions of Sam. The cycle repeats every 3 years, after which the clones are simply burned. Sam decides to check how the cryogenic capsule works and finds a secret passage. One by one, they go down the stairs and end up in a huge room filled with cells. In each of them lies another fresh Sam Bell in a state of suspended animation. The old clone leaves the station and the area of the jammers to call home. A girl answers him, who says that Tess died several years ago. In front of him is his daughter Eve, who is already 15 years old. Sam wants to know how his wife passed away, but on the other end of the line he hears the voice of the original Sam and cuts off the connection. He cries and wants to go home. With each passing moment, old Sam gets worse. He is shaking, coughing, and unable to stand. He assumes that the team that will arrive in 7 hours will deal with them as witnesses. New Sam puts the half-dead clone to bed and watches the recording of their conversation. He then asks Gertie to help him revive another clone to save their lives. The disintegrating Sam looks in surprise at another sleeping double. New Sam shares a plan. He is going to take the third clone and leave him in the wrecked lunar rover, and they will fly back to Earth. The old clone can no longer move. His time has come. He refuses to fly and decides to stay in the rover to die. Before parting, the doubles recall how they met Tess. The old clone barely moves, and Sam carries him in his arms, leaving him to live out his last hours alone. There is only an hour and 40 minutes left before the squad arrives. Gertie warns Sam that Tow is unlikely to succeed since he recorded everything that happened on the station. But the friendly robot adds that his main task is to help people and he is ready to erase all the records after Sam's departure. Gertie says goodbye to Sam and he reboots the robot. The rescue team is already preparing to land and Sam settles into the rocket that usually delivers the helium isotope to Earth. At the last moment, he runs to the control panel and programs the harvester to destroy the signal jammers. Immediately after this, the station has the ability to directly communicate. Sam flies out when the brigade enters the station and the new clone comes to his senses. Old Sam watches a bright point in the sky. Their plan was a success. We later learn that Sam successfully made it to Earth and testifies against the corporation.